Good morning. Happy Wednesday. My Friday. Hell yeah. I'm just getting my coffee here. It's been a while since I did a coffee, waking up and slurping coffee video. So I figured I would go ahead and do one. I don't even know what episode this is, but it'll be in the title. So I'm going to guess like 47. I don't have no idea. I'd be amazed if I was even close. And maybe episode 47. We throw a little heat. We're still drinking the Folgers Mardi Gras blend. Be drinking on that for a while because it's such a big ass tub of it. Oh man. It's 5:21:25, 5:10 in the morning. And I just woke up probably 10 minutes ago. There we go. What up? Happy Wednesday. All right. Cheers. Oops, I definitely need some sugar. I forgot to put sugar in it. Definitely am a sugar kind of guy because it's just not right without it. I need my dose of sugar also along with my caffeine. There we go. I knew right away there was no sugar in there. Right away. All right. I stopped doing these slurping coffee videos every day because I really don't have that much to report, and I don't need to be wearing my life on my sleeve that much, you know? Yeah. Damn, dude. I'm a little bitch, man. I need a little more sugar. I'm definitely not a cowboy. Definitely not. I'm a city boy, for sure. All right. There we go. I mean, I got the raw sugar. I might as well use it, right? The good stuff. Not that granulated bleached crap. This is sugar in the raw. Like Bill in the raw. There we go. That's more like it. So, I had a hard time falling asleep last night. I'm a little groggy, I'll admit it. I probably got maybe 5 hours sleep. I just been having a hard time falling asleep the last few nights. Maybe it's part of the sobriety thing, you know, not having any vices or anything to knock myself out. I'm just, you know, everything is real and raw. Life, my whole life. You know, I've just been thinking a lot about my whole life. At night was when I'm laying there trying to sleep is when I've been thinking about it, you know, figures. You know, when I'm not distracted when I'm not distracted with work and internet and, you know, whatever else I'm, you know, distracted by. When I lay down is when I start to think, and then that keeps me from, you know, falling asleep real fast. And I just don't feel tired sometimes. I'll feel tired while I'm like not in bed, and then as soon as I go lay down, I can't sleep. Maybe it's just insomnia. I don't know, but you know, just thinking a lot. I think a lot of it is just kind of like not really worrying, just just thinking about things that I'm not happy with in my life right now, and why I'm not happy with these certain things. And the number one thing I think is are things that are kind of out of my hands, really, that have happened throughout my life. And I don't really regret anything, really. I don't, because it doesn't really matter what I did. What I worry about, what I think about a lot, is stuff that is nothing of my own fault. It's other people and just the environment of everything these days is the problem. Not what I've done in the past. It's not the problem that is giving me a hard time. It's what other people have done and what has gone on with, in on the in California, you know, since I been an adult. California has been a big problem for a lot of families, I'm sure. Because I was thinking, reflecting, what happened to my family? Why am I isolated so much? Well, it all started with, you know, everybody, my family, all went their own ways, okay? They didn't stick together. Everybody moved away, far away. If they stayed in California, they didn't stay in Orange County, down where we all were, you know. Everybody went here out of state, moved out of state, went way out in the middle of nowhere in the desert, all because California it has been so damn expensive ever since I've been a kid. The reason my family scattered is because they all moved to where it was more affordable, Not Orange County. Nobody stayed in Orange County, just me and my brother and my mom up until a couple of years ago, you know. But other than that, my family just dispersed away from Orange County, Southern California for the most part. I have one uncle that stayed in Southern California, but he moved all the way out to freaking almost by like Temecula, out there in the desert for the most part. Not in Orange County, it's Riverside, but even Riverside is caught up to Orange County almost as far as the cost of living. But if I wanted to go see anybody, I have to drive almost 100 miles just to go see anybody. There's nobody around me anymore because California made the choice to scatter, you know. So basically, I really don't have family, and it's part of being older in your 50s, mid 50s. I am. People move away, they get families, or they start their own families. You know, the reason I don't have a family is because of the cost of living. I can't afford a kid. I haven't been able to afford a kid. It's just too expensive. You kind of need a higher paying job or a good support system to do something like that, So that never was in the cards, never was planned. Plus, the lifestyle I had for most of my adult life, I had no business having kids if I wanted them, So I'm just like laying there thinking about stuff like that. Okay. And that's what's keeping me from getting sleep. So, like, I'm just thinking about life stuff. And of course, I'm thinking about if I'm going to be able to keep this place because the cost of living is not going to slow down. I was thinking about Trump, the stuff that he's been saying he's going to do. None of it helps me. Really. I don't do a lot of overtime. And if I did, what's a little tax break on my overtime going to do for me? Not much, really. I don't get tips. Okay, I'm not on Social Security disability. A lot of the stuff he's doing doesn't help me at all, really. Yeah, he brings jobs back, but they're probably not going to be in Southern California, really. I doubt it. And do I want to go work at some factory? I don't know. I don't think so because I'm 55 years old. I kind of don't want to be like a factory worker. I don't know, man. What needs to happen is the cost of living needs to come down. That's what needs to happen. That would help me. But I don't see anything like that in the near future happening. Whoever's in office, one thing about Trump, I don't really see anything he's going to do. I really don't see anything in his agenda that is going to help me. Maybe he'll stop bad things from happening, like the invasion of illegal immigrants. I don't know if that's, and this just, excuse me, and, downsizing, Doge and stuff. Maybe he'll slow down the influx of inflation on everything in the long run. But, with tariffs in place, things are going to probably get more expensive soon. So, like, I got a lot on my mind. Some of my main ones is just feeling isolated, and I'm getting older. My mom's getting older. I don't have a lot of friends anymore. That kind of bugs me, but I guess that's part of getting older, and you work all the time. You just don't have a lot of time to have a social life, it seems like. And it's just, I know I'm not alone in that. I know it's a lot of people are in the same boat because everything's so expensive. I know I always say this in almost every video, but it's something that is really going on these days. It's something that is hitting a lot of people. It's the cost of living, especially here in Southern California. It's probably the highest in the nation besides stupid New York, you know? It's just, this world that we're living in here, it's really becoming bullshit. It really is. It's becoming bullshit to where you have the poor and you have the well off. There's nothing in between. In between, you're just wasting away. And I'm getting burned out with my job. I really am. I mean, I complain about this also every video practically, but if you got to have time off, and I'm not getting it, and it's really starting to catch up to me because I'm over 5 years, and it's burning me out. And like the last year, they've really been cracking down on our supervision. They've been supervising us more, and that adds pressure to my daily life, even though I do my job. But it just still adds stress to me because now we have more people watching every little thing we do. It's almost like we're micromanaged, and that I just don't like that. Who does, right? I know this turned into a complain video, but this is what I was thinking about last night, stuff like this. And you know, I just got to remember to go with the flow and just take it one day at a time and try not to worry too much about everything and just keep chugging along and try to make the right choices to where, maybe I can improve somehow, or I have no idea. Seems like the more I make, the more I have to pay. It's like the cost of living's going up right along with my pay, and I can't get ahead. Every year, my rent goes up 3%. There's a chunk of my raise I get right off the bat. I worry about this pad. Like, okay, eventually something's going to break. Eventually, right? It's going to cost a lot of money when it happens. And, just all that's kind of stuff, it just adds to my stress. And, that's part of the reason I have a hard time sleeping is because of this pad, my job, the people in my life that aren't around me, and the ones that are on the planet still that aren't around me are getting old too. And I have all that to worry about. And like, my biggest fear is like being a lonely old man. Okay. That is a big fear of mine. And it looks like that's what's happening to me here. It seems like whenever you have other people in your life, they cost you money because everybody's hurting for money for the most part. My one bro, he's doing okay, but he's got his own shit going, and he's busy, and he ain't got time for me, and nobody's got time for people anymore, it seems like, because everybody's so busy just trying to survive. I know I'm not the only one that feels like this. I know that a lot of people are feeling like this these days. And, you got the internet distracting people from actually being around each other. Their phones, all these online social media, that's good enough for everybody, I guess, because people aren't hanging out and doing things together anymore because it's all online now. And it doesn't work. It doesn't fulfill people. It doesn't fulfill me, so it just, this world we live in, technology is ruining everything. It is. Technology is ruining our world, in my opinion. What started out as something to make some things more convenient has taken over everything. And it's stupid. In my opinion, it's stupid. Social media is stupid. Maybe even YouTube's stupid because, I'm not making money on any of my YouTube stuff. I'm just doing it because I ain't got nothing else to do, I don't mind doing the videos though, because, it's documenting my lonely life, at least, right? Yeah, remember Bill? Yeah, he didn't really have a whole lot going on there. It's like, no wonder people drink and do drugs, man. This freaking world we live in almost forces you to, and then when you don't, it's like, holy shit, man. We live in a fucked up world. We do. We live in a messed up, it's almost like it's almost like third world countries have it, they're happier than we are here in America. People that live in third world countries are happier than the people living here in this freaking country, America. Why is that? Well, they don't have to come up with a shit ball of money every month just so they can have a roof over their head and food in their belly. They don't. and people don't have the technology. They're not glued to the phones all the time. They're not glued to social media all the time. They actually have community with each other. Girls are actually talking to the boys and are, doing what they do, Well, here in America, it ain't like that. Girls are hiding behind their phones. They got the menu of the world right there on their phone. They're distracted from the real guys that are there in person. They'd rather be on their phone. It's just lame, dude. It's lame. And I don't know. I'm kind of burnt with everything right now, I guess what I'm trying to say. I'm burnt with my job, burnt with my life. It's all not my fault. I'm making more money now than I've ever made in my life. I'm getting paid. I'm making good money. It's not enough. It's not enough. It's just never enough. It seems like here in California, the more you make, somehow, the more you spend. It seems like it's weird. It sucks. But it is what it is, man. I'm just gonna have to take it one day at a time. Thank God it's my Friday today. I get 2 days off. Woohoo! It'll go like that, like it always does, and I'm back at work, it seems like. I need a break. I need to get a break. I need a break. All of it. I need something good needs to happen eventually, or else I'm going to fucking lose my mind. I'm going to lose my mind if something good doesn't happen soon. Because it can't just be work and sleep, shower, eat all the freaking time forever. That'll drive someone nuts. Golly, man. Fucking world, people. We have some of the stupidest fucking people on this planet that don't care about others. Really. It's not my fault everything's out of control. It's not. I'm the opposite. I'm getting in control of my life. I'm sober, clean and sober. I'm good. I'm taking care of myself. I'm working. I'm doing everything right. And it's everything else is failing around me. Okay. And it's mostly the cost of living. And however that happens is out of my hands. Ribbit. Sorry. But I feel better now. I bitched for almost 20 minutes straight. So I just need to get that off my chest. So I feel better now. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it with that. Get some breakfast going here. I forgot to get gas for my 2-stroke bike, but I'll do that today after work. Plus, it's my Friday. I'll have this thing running for my weekend, so I'll be getting around. That thing gets like 80 miles to a gallon. So I'll be able to get around once I get the bugs worked out. I'll be able to get around much cheaper than driving my truck all the time. So I'm spending almost $200 a month on gas. I mean, for a guy that, is tapped out, that's a lot of money. So I can use that for just putting it in the bank. But anyways, y'all have a fantastic day. Happy Wednesday to y'all. And thanks for stopping by. And just take it one day at a time. But I'm still going to worry and stress when I'm trying to sleep because that's just how I roll, I guess. So we'll catch y'all later. See ya.